It's 2 a.m. in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. Streetlights cast long shadows as college students spill out of bars, laughing, calling for rides, scrolling through their phones. In the middle of it all, a young woman with an infectious smile steps into the back of a black car she believes is her Uber. She's less than 10 minutes from home, but she never makes it back. Hours later, her body will be discovered in a remote field, stabbed more than 100 times. Her fight for survival will leave chilling clues, and her tragic death will shake an entire nation, forcing us to rethink something we do every day, getting into a stranger's car. This is the story of Samantha Josephson, a promising law student whose life was stolen in the most unimaginable way in just few hours. Samantha "Sami" Josephson was just 21 years old, a political science major at the University of South Carolina, with dreams of becoming a lawyer. She'd already been accepted into Drexel University's law school. Her friends say she was fearless, full of energy, and always the one lifting others up. Her parents, Seymour and Marcy Josephson, described her as their shining light. Independent, but family-oriented. Ambitious, but grounded. She loved adventure, travel, and being surrounded by people she loved. In every sense, Samantha was living the kind of vibrant, full life every parent hopes for their child. On the night of March 28, 2019, she was doing what any college senior would do, celebrating. Spring was in the air, graduation was weeks away, law school was on the horizon. Samantha spent the evening with friends at the Bird Dog, a popular bar in Columbia's Five Points district. The music was loud, the crowd thick, but it was nothing unusual. Like so many students, she was just enjoying a night out before heading home to rest. Just after 2 a.m., Samantha decided to call it a night. She stepped outside and ordered an Uber. But while waiting, a black Chevrolet Impala pulled to the curb. Thinking it was her ride, she climbed into the back seat. Her friends stayed behind, assuming she'd be home in minutes. It wasn't her Uber. The man behind the wheel wasn't her driver. He wasn't an Uber driver at all. His name was Nathaniel Rowland, a 24-year-old with no connection to Samantha, and a deadly plan already forming. He wasn't working for any rideshare service that night. Instead, prosecutors later said he was hunting, driving around the busy bar district, looking for someone vulnerable, someone who might mistake his car for an Uber. Once Samantha was inside, Rowland engaged the child safety locks, trapping her in the back seat. She couldn't open the doors, even if she realized the danger. When Samantha didn't come home, her friends were worried. Calls went unanswered. Texts were never read. By morning, the worry turned into panic. Back in New Jersey, her parents received the call every parent dreads. "We can't find Sami." What followed was a nightmare. Rowland drove her far from the city into darkness where no one could hear her scream. Samantha realized something was terribly wrong. What followed was brutal and frenzied. She fought him with everything she had. Forensic evidence later revealed she fought with everything she had. She suffered over 100 stab wounds, brutal, frenzied injuries to her face, neck, head, and arms. Her arms were slashed with defensive wounds, proving she tried desperately to protect herself. After the savage attack, Rowland dumped her body in a field more than 60 miles away in rural Clarendon County. Then he tried to erase the evidence, cleaning his car, tossing items linked to the crime. While police began a frantic search, hunters in Clarendon County made a gruesome discovery: a young woman's body lying in a field. Authorities confirmed it was Samantha. Her promising life had been stolen in a single night. Police wasted no time. Surveillance footage from outside the Bird Dog clearly showed Samantha stepping into a black Chevy Impala, a car that didn't match the Uber she ordered. Within hours, officers spotted Nathaniel Rowland driving that same car. When they tried to pull him over, he ran, abandoning the vehicle. When police tried to stop Rowland, he didn't pull over. He hit the gas and tried to escape. Officers chased him through the streets of Columbia until he ditched the car and bolted on foot. Body cam footage captured the tense moments as officers shouted commands and pursued him. "Get on the ground! Hands where we can see them!" Rowland ran, but not for long. Within seconds, he was tackled and cuffed. The footage is chilling. You can hear the officer's adrenaline, see Rowland's desperate attempt to get away, and feel the moment justice began to close in. What police found in that Impala left no doubt. Samantha's blood soaked into the back seat. Child safety locks engaged. Bleach, window cleaner, and gloves, an attempt to scrub the crime scene. Samantha's phone and cleaning wipes tossed inside. Even the child seat had been removed to make space in the back, showing how calculated Rowland was. Detectives also found bleach, window cleaner, and gloves, clear signs of someone trying to cover their tracks. Rowland was arrested within 24 hours and charged with kidnapping, murder, and possession of a weapon. But as the details emerged, the horror deepened. Medical examiners determined Samantha couldn't have survived her wounds for long. The sheer number of injuries showed the violence of the attack. She'd fought him with everything she had, clawing, scratching, trying to open doors that wouldn't budge because of the child safety locks. It was overkill, prosecutors would later argue, a level of brutality that revealed Rowland's true intent. As the evidence mounted, Samantha's parents were crushed. Their daughter had done everything right, calling a ride, not walking alone. Yet a stranger exploited her trust. The Josephsons flew to South Carolina, where police confirmed the unthinkable. Samantha's life had been stolen in the cruelest way imaginable. The news of Samantha's murder made national headlines. People across the country were horrified. Ride-sharing had become such a normal part of everyday life. Millions use it daily without thinking twice. News of the case spread quickly. Millions were horrified at how easily someone could pose as a rideshare driver. Samantha's parents vowed that their daughter's death would not be in vain. Nathaniel Rowland was charged with murder, kidnapping, and possession of a weapon. But he refused to admit guilt. Instead, he pleaded not guilty, forcing Samantha's loved ones to endure every detail of her final moments during a long trial. As prosecutors built their case, one question haunted everyone. Why would Rowland do this? He wasn't robbing her. Samantha's belongings were left behind. He didn't know her. He didn't even pretend to be an Uber driver to make money. Prosecutors argued the attack wasn't about gain. It was about control and opportunity. Rowland was cruising through 5 Points that night, searching for someone vulnerable. Samantha, waiting alone for her ride, became his target. The brutality, over 100 stab wounds, showed rage and intent. This was personal to him, prosecutors told the court, even though she was a stranger. In July 2021, more than 2 years after Samantha's murder, Rowland finally went on trial. Her parents, Seymour and Marcy Josephson, sat in the front row every single day, listening to the horrific details of how their daughter died. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence. Samantha's DNA on the murder weapon, a knife Rowland tried to hide. Her blood throughout the Impala. surveillance footage showing Rowland cleaning his car hours after the killing. The defense offered no real explanation. They claimed Rowland wasn't the killer, but they had no alternative story. Before decision, Samantha's parents addressed the court. Seymour Josephson, voice shaking, spoke directly to Rowland. "You picked out our daughter, a small, sweet, beautiful child, and you ended her life. You have no soul." Marcy Josephson, Samantha's mother, described waking up every day knowing her daughter's dreams were stolen. "I will never see her graduate law school. I will never walk her down the aisle. You have taken our baby girl from us, and you have destroyed our family." Even seasoned prosecutors were in tears. It took the jury less than an hour to find Nathaniel Rowland guilty of murder, kidnapping, and possession of a weapon. When the judge asked Rowland if he wanted to speak, he declined. No apology, no emotion, no explanation. The judge's words were chilling. "This was a senseless, cruel act of violence. I sentence you to life in prison because you deserve to never walk free again." Her parents, devastated but determined, turned their grief into action. They launched the What's My Name Foundation, teaching people to always verify their rides. Check the license plate. Confirm the driver's name. Ask, "What's my name?" before getting in. Their mission was simple: make sure no other family would have to endure what they did. South Carolina passed the Sami's Law, requiring rideshare vehicles to display verified license plates and making impersonating a driver a crime. The U.S. Congress introduced similar legislation to protect passengers nationwide. Samantha's tragedy saved countless others by raising awareness. Her parents turned unimaginable grief into action, making sure no one else would suffer as they did. If this case moved you, please take a moment to hit the like button. It helps us bring more awareness to stories like these. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss the next true crime story we uncover. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.